Hi, this is Wesley's Backyard Garden Tour. It's May 22nd, 2016, and we're going to go do a quick run through of how everything's grown. These are the sunflowers. They're about waist high now. The marigolds and the herbs. And the herbs are actually starting to get big enough you can tell what they are. So they're doing pretty well considering the mole. We had a mole attack that went through the garden, right through the middle of one of the herb beds, through the dill weed. So we'll go back and look at the pumpkins and the kale. These are the pumpkins, and they've grown quite a bit. You can see how nice and thick the stalks are, and they're leaning over the edge. This is the kale right here, and it's just getting big, nice and dark. We need to pick some of that today. And this is the second batch that's coming on. The smaller ones, they've grown considerably since we planted them. And this is the leek bed, and this is the amazing green thing. It still has a large ball at the base, and we still have not figured out what it is, but it is starting to go to seed. More of the pumpkins, and they're doing good, nice and thick. The leeks are growing. This dark green, light green is shallots. You can get a better view of the leeks down here. They're doing pretty good. And the peas, they're making pods now. And we still manage to eat them as fast as they come on. And we haven't had enough left over after we sit down and just shell them all out and eat them to use them for a meal. But they're putting on pretty well. These are the marigold plants. They don't have any blooms yet, but they're getting pretty tall. So it'd be nice if they had blooms. Onions, green onions. This is the salad bed that we planted. I think it was from the last video or the one before, and they've grown up about 2 inches. And more pumpkins. We just have plenty of pumpkins. And the basil and cilantro are back in here. We've cut it back quite a bit, but it's still doing well. And is there anything? Yeah, little small beets there. And then these are some bigger ones back in here. You can see. We're gonna have to pick those. And somewhere in here we actually have a marigold bloom. So lots of leaves, not very many blooms. There's another pretty one right there. Yeah. And the celery's doing good. It actually needs to come out pretty soon. Put it in some bags and freeze it so we can make soups. These are the, I don't know if we can see this. Who does that? Yeah, that's a beet right there. I don't know if you can see where my hands are out on each side of it. That's probably about 3 inches in diameter, like a softball or hard ball. And the petunias are starting to bloom. They're looking pretty. And the peppers, these are the California Wonders. They're still just blooming. These are the Mexico Midget tomatoes. And there's several little pods of tomatoes coming on. And the carrots are still down here growing. We pulled some out the other day and they were about 3 inches long, and these feel like they're quite a bit bigger. So they've grown. The fresh produce is really good. Tastes so much better than store-bought. And there's another little one that's turned red there, and there's one over here. When the next batch gets red, we'll have quite a few. And this is Amish paste, and there's one on, and these should make. There's another one, some more blooms. And this is the first largest one, and it still hasn't turned, so. But it is a good size. If all these get that big, it'll be good. This is the pink brandywine over here. It's starting to set quite a few fruit. Here's another one. And then we'll go around here and look at the big one that we've been watching the whole time. It's still green, but it's pretty big. So, and here's one. Just gonna another little set of them, and then there's one right there. And then we'll just check the parsnip over here and see how big it's gotten. And that's getting pretty big. If they're all that big, it's going to be really, really good. Okay, let's go look at the cucumbers down through here. They're getting big enough that we're having to tie them off. And also back over there is the peppers that we moved in to the potato bed, but the potato plants are growing out of control and they're starting to cover them. And right here the potatoes are actually blooming. So they said that's when they start making potatoes. And these are the wando peas that have grown up above the top of the structure, so we'll have to figure out some way of putting something over that to stop them from just breaking over. And here's more cucumbers down through here. And just for how big the Mexico Midget is, this is my head. So it's about that tall now. And these are getting this big. So everything's pretty much growing out of control. If you can look down here, you can see the cucumbers actually growing, the vines. And hopefully this works. The little tendrils growing around here and latching onto this chicken wire. See? So that's the plan. We'll just see if it keeps going. If you can get way down here, you can see a set of the red brandywine growing back in there. And they're only like chest high, so they're doing good. They're not just. And these are more peas. And you can see some little red brandy ones in here that we can watch grow and see how they end up. And these are supposed to be the seedless English cucumbers. And hopefully they will make it. See, it's got this little thing coming over here into the fence. And these are the Susan bell peppers right here. They're just done pretty nice. I like that. And there's a, what do they call it? It's not a bumblebee. It's when they build the little houses for it. Here's another one back here. So, hopefully those fill out. And that's a calendula. We actually have a bloom on the calendula. The first one, so it looks pretty. And here's the potatoes. And these are the blooms. This is where they're blooming. And they're getting waist high. See, there's more blooms. They're actually pretty. Can you zoom in on them? And that's the peas growing up over the top of the cage. These are supposed to be the sugar snap peas. And we have blooms on them. They're reaching the top of the cage too, but they haven't produced any peas. We did pick peas off the Wando peas vines. Can you come back here? And you can see the peas. And here's another calendula getting ready to bloom. There's that one and that one. So they're going to be blooming. And then we'll have some color in here other than just white blooms. Okay, that's the tour for May 22nd, and everything is doing quite well. And the temperature's warming up. It's about, should get to be about 80 today. Last week was in the 60s, quite chilly, but it's like summer's getting here, so bye.